watching Color 10 News at 10 in high definition.
The Catholic Church has a new leader. Good evening, I'm Ashley Ketz. Cardinals chose the Archbishop of Buenos Aires, who has taken the name Pope Francis. The Bishop of Springfield Cape Girardeau's diocese explains what this new pope means for the church.
It's the first pope from the Americas, and it's, I think, a recognition of the great growth and the significance of the church, especially in the Americas. And so that's quite significant, and it is the first non-European pope in 1,300 years. And so it's, I think it's a recognition that the church is entering a new era, this modern era of globalization.
And there was a mass earlier today in Springfield. Danielle Nottingham joins us live in Vatican City.
Pope Francis is known to be a modest man, the son of an Italian railroad worker. He's also the first Latin American and Jesuit to be elected pope. Pope Francis greeted tens of thousands of faithful from the balcony above St. Peter's Square Wednesday night. The former Cardinal Jorge Bergoglio from Buenos Aires is the first pope from the Americas in church history, something he referenced in his first statements. He said, "It seems that my brother cardinals have come almost to the ends of the earth to find a new pope." The 76-year-old pontiff thanked the crowd for the warm welcome and asked them to bless him. He then blessed the crowd. He also said a prayer for his predecessor, the retired Pope Benedict XVI. Word of the election came in the form of white smoke from a chimney atop the Sistine Chapel and the ringing bells from St. Peter's Basilica. The crowd was thrilled.
Very, very exciting. There's words can't express how exciting it is.
The election of Cardinal Bergoglio is a sign the church is looking for a steady leader in turbulent times. Bergoglio is credited with modernizing Argentina's church. One of the cardinals who was in the conclave said it was exciting to elect a pope from the New World.
It was a joy, it was a great consolation, and it was also a time of looking to the future. It was a time of great hope.
The Cardinals will be spending more time with their former colleague. Francis celebrates his first Mass as Pope with the Cardinals Thursday afternoon. And Pope Francis will meet with Pope Emeritus Benedict XVI tomorrow at his summer home, Castel Gandolfo. Live in Vatican City, Danielle Nottingham, now back to you.
And closer to home, students at Springfield's Catholic High School kept a close eye on the events at the Vatican today. Color 10 spoke to seniors who had high expectations for their new leader, and they're excited to be a part of this historic event.
I'd like to see probably some changes. I would say just not necessarily that the policy is wrong right now, but just that you know, just spice things up in the church, I guess.
And this is the first time that we're going to have a pope that has the opportunity to talk to a pope that has been there before. We've never been able to do that. All of them have passed away before a new pope has come.
The class watched a live stream of the announcement. The pope is the big talker on all of the social media sites tonight. Share your thoughts on the Color 10 Facebook page. Look for the Facebook icon first on ozarksfirst.com and like our page to join the conversation. Jamie Warner is in the Weather Lab watching a warm-up on tap for the rest of our work week, Jamie.
Yeah, the rest of the work week looks great. I know it was cold today. Temperatures didn't even make it out of the 40s this afternoon, but at least we had a lot of sunshine. Well, until we got into the afternoon hours. Then we got into the afternoon, we had partly cloudy skies, at least in places. That area of cloud cover has actually dissipated quite a bit, and now we're just looking at a few patches of it. One to the northeast of Springfield, a little patch right here south of Lake Ozark, and then also another little patch there south of Harrison. Skies for the remainder of the night will be mostly clear, and with the light winds we've had this evening, temperatures have dropped off pretty sharply. It's already below freezing in Lake Ozark, Rolla, down near freezing here in Springfield, West Plains. Temperatures will probably try to level off. Do expect the winds to start ticking up a little bit as we head through the rest of the overnight hours, and we'll actually rise a few degrees as we approach sunrise. Around 36 at 7 o'clock, around 60 at lunchtime, and tomorrow afternoon under mostly sunny skies we're going to see highs in the upper 60s, and it's going to be even warmer than that. Warmest day of the year so far, I think, on Friday.
New at 10, investigators believe they know what caused the explosion at a Kansas City restaurant on the Plaza. That blast killed a Springfield native. 46-year-old Megan Kramer worked at JJ's restaurant. The Kansas City Fire Department, Police Department, and the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives found that the explosion and fire were caused by the accidental ignition of natural gas vapors that originated in the kitchen of JJ's restaurant. A contractor had hit a gas line near the restaurant, and investigators say restaurant workers did not turn off the pilot light on a stove and hot water heater. Also new tonight, the Missouri State Highway Patrol plans to release new information about a 10-year-old murder. Tomorrow, a news conference will take place in Taney County about the death of Rebecca Sutton. Sutton was 19 when she vanished from her Hollister apartment back in 2003. She was found dead 2 years later in a remote section of the Mark Twain National Forest. Be sure to stay with Color 10 to find out what comes out of that news conference. And new information about the arrest of a fugitive. It took deputies, state troopers, police officers, and even fire crews to find a wanted man in Monette today. Berry County Sheriff Mike Epperly says 21-year-old Christopher Young got into a fight with a deputy during an arrest. Young is accused of stealing the deputy's gun and running away. Color 10's Kevin Schwaller takes you into the search.
Deputies are back from an all-day search looking for this man, Christopher Young. Now they finally found him, and they have him here in the Berry County Jail.
We've had a wild day here in Berry County.
Sheriff Mick Epperly says an arrest turned into a scuffle and then an extensive search for a man who made away with his deputy's gun.
He started to take the guy into custody, and the guy blew up on him and started to fight the officer.
Search began. Monette schools went into lockdown.
Never easy to sit in lockdown mode for an hour and 15 minutes, but you've got to ensure the safety of your students and your staff.
That's Superintendent Brad Hansen.
Searched outbuildings, we searched houses, we searched trains. We had spotting down by the railroad tracks. At one time we had Missouri Highway Patrol helicopter up for a little bit.
They knocked on the doors of these mobile homes, including Vincent Keeley's.
But then I heard a radio outside. That sounds like the police.
A deputy found and arrested Young at gunpoint, not far from the apartment where this all started.
Thankful that my officer never got hurt, never got shot. We had an officer that was shot and killed in '96, and you know, my blood pressure goes up when these are my brothers out here.
Now those brothers can go home unharmed. The sheriff's office has handed over the probable cause statement that is used for possible charges. Now it's up to the prosecutor to decide whether to file those charges. Reporting from Berry County, I'm Kevin Schwaller.
Sheriff Epperly says his office asked for the prosecutor to charge Young with first-degree assault, resisting arrest, and disarming an officer. Deputies were serving a warrant for felony stealing when Young decided to fight and run. Epperly expects the prosecutor to file those charges tomorrow. Investigators have taken a DNA sample from a person of interest in the Kyla Parks case. Parks disappeared September 20th just west of Springfield and was later found dead in Truman Lake. Investigators sought 39-year-old Larry Warner for questioning and called him a person of interest. Warner later turned himself in last October. Now, Missouri State Highway Patrol investigator Dan Nash confirms a DNA sample taken from Warner was a part of the Kyla Parks investigation. At this point, Warner is not been charged in the case. Now, another man, Anthony Balburney, is charged with the abandonment of a corpse in connection with Parks' death. New at 10, an Ozarks Hospital expansion is now underway. Today, Citizens Memorial in Bolivar broke ground on the addition to the Douglas Medical Center building. It will be 2 stories tall and add 80,000 square feet to the facility. That will allow for expanded surgical suites, women's center, and many other features. That project cost $18 million. It's expected to take a year and a half to complete. Also new at 10 for military members coming home from serving overseas, transitioning back to life can be challenging, especially when it comes to finding a job. Today, the Springfield Chamber of Commerce hosted a job fair for veterans and their spouses. The National Guard Armory was filled with businesses, so many that some had to be turned away. Organizers say it's all about matching up vets with companies looking to hire quality employees.
It's been tough trying to find something to get back in the work field. I've visited with a lot of people, and I think it's been helpful.
If they've been in the military, they've got high, lots of skills. They have high ethics. They want to work. They're hardworking people, so they're very good job candidates, and our businesses know that.
The U.S. Chamber of Commerce began the Hiring Our Heroes program back in 2011. Silver Dollar City has a new Gold Star attraction.
The question is, after you get off the ride, do you want to get right back on and ride it again? This is exactly that ride.
Outlaw Run took a test run today. What one roller coaster enthusiast thinks about the ride. Color 10 is back with more local news. Silver Dollar City has a new roller coaster. It's called Outlaw Run, and today Color 10's Aaron Nolan took a ride.
Here we go. This is like the second ride ever of Outlaw Run. I'm in the row number 2. I'm terrified. I have no idea what's about to happen. Let's see if it's really worth 10 million bucks. A little bit dizzy, but it was worth it.
I think this is the most unique ride that we've built probably since Fire in the Hole in 1968.
If the ride is bumpy or a ride is rough, the question is, after you get off the ride, do you want to get right back on and ride it again? This is exactly that ride. You want nothing more than to get back on this ride. I'm going to give this definitely an A, and I might upgrade that when I come back to ride it when it's a little bit warmer, because any new roller coaster, like you say, just running it after the first few weeks, it does come a little bit faster.
The only thing that is concerning to me is there are going to be too many people wanting to get on, and we're going to have too long a line. I hate when people have to wait in long, long lines.
But it will be worth it when you see those smiles.
Absolutely. Love to see those smiles.
By the way, Silver Dollar City's opening day is Friday. Jamie Warner is watching the weather, and Jamie, Friday should be great.
You know, Silver Dollar City, the Ozarks couldn't ask for a nicer finish to this work week, start of this upcoming season for outdoor attractions at Silver Dollar City. It's going to be gorgeous. The problem is it won't last. The weekend weather taking a turn for the worse. We'll take a look at that in your full forecast coming up.
And now weather with Color 10 News Chief Meteorologist Jamie Warner.
All right, well, today obviously not maybe the nicest day of this week so far. Yesterday was a little bit warmer than today, high of only 47, but the trend is our friend when we look at the month of March so far as a whole. We go back to the very beginning of the month. Of course, the beginning was snowing, it was cold, and highs were below freezing. And then we had this little peak in temperatures there within the first week. And then the next week rolled around. We had a little dip in the temperatures, and then we had an even bigger peak in those afternoon highs as we got into the 9th. That was this past Saturday. Well, we've seen another little dip here early this week, but we're going to find an even bigger peak in afternoon highs on Thursday and Friday especially. Looks like we're going to see the warmest readings yet in 2013 on Friday. Here's a look at today's readings across the area. It was chilly. Temperatures below normal. In fact, much below normal north and east of Springfield, where highs were in the low to mid 40s. We did manage to hit 47 in Springfield, while areas in northern Arkansas managed to make it over 50 degrees, just barely though. This evening has been quiet. It's been mostly clear, and winds are light, and all of those ingredients coming together to allow temperatures to drop very quickly out there. In fact, we are already at my forecast low at 33 degrees. Now, it looks like we're probably going to go maybe a degree or possibly two lower than my forecast low but I don't think we're going to go much lower than that, because what I think will happen are the winds should begin to pick up a little bit, and we should see a little bit more mixing out there, and temperatures will hold steady and then probably rise a little bit as we head towards sunrise on Thursday. Pattern across the United States, actually a pretty quiet one. We get these disturbances coming through, but they don't have any moisture to work with, so all we're really getting out of them is a little bit of cloud cover like we've seen the last couple of days, and we'll probably find another little batch of that during the day on Thursday. We've got this clipper up here. You can see the snow breaking out across northern parts of North Dakota and northwestern Minnesota. That clipper will be dropping towards the south and east and then sweeping across the Ohio Valley, and it looks like it will spread around of clouds in areas, especially north and east of Springfield as we head to the morning hours on Thursday. Let's take you hour by hour. Here we are at 10 o'clock. There's a little bit of cloud cover out there, not much really. Sky's generally mostly clear, and then tomorrow morning, here's that area of cloud cover with that clipper coming across northeast Missouri, eastern Missouri. Could see a few showers break out across Illinois, heading into Indiana. I think for us, though, most of us, just looking at mostly sunny skies as we head to the daytime hours on Thursday. And with winds becoming southwesterly as that ridge of high pressure builds to our southeast, a sharp rise in temperatures. High today 47. Tomorrow, I think we're going to be at least 20 degrees warmer than that. It's 67. Wouldn't be surprised if we're not a little bit warmer than that, especially west and southwest of Springfield. And then warmer still on Friday with highs in the mid to upper 70s across much of the region. Won't last into the weekend. A front will drop south through the area on Saturday. It stalls across northern Arkansas, and then the Ozarks becomes that air mass battleground. And it looks like we'll find clouds, cooler temperatures, and a pretty good chance for rain and maybe some thunder, especially Saturday night into Sunday. And we could find some locally heavy rains out of that. Overnight tonight, again, it looks like we'll see temperatures right around the freezing mark with a little pop in temperatures towards sunrise, I think, on Thursday. Tomorrow, an afternoon high of 67. Breezy southwest winds at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Hey, we got a 70 on the map there in Joplin. That's not out of the question. Certainly, everybody will see 70s on Friday, and then the cooler temperatures this weekend as clouds and rain build into the area. We'll see one more batch of showers on Monday with a front that'll sweep through, and then it will get quiet and sunny again on Tuesday, although still on the cool side, before the next storm develops to our west and spreads rain our way, I think, by Wednesday night.
So the rain should hold off most of the day Saturday, maybe for the parade.
I think we're going to hold the rain off for most of the area until probably late afternoon at the earliest, and I think for a lot of us it's going to be overnight Saturday night.
All right, that's a little bit of good news at least. Yeah, I think that'll work for me. Thanks, Jamie.
You bet.
Chiefs were the team that I wanted to beat, even before I knew they were an option.
There is a new face of the Kansas City Chiefs, Dan Lucy, coming up in sports with new KC quarterback Alex Smith and a Lady Bear preview.
All right.
And now, the Chevy Dealer Sports Report with Dan Lucy.
The Missouri State Lady Bears will try to snap a 3-game losing streak tomorrow at the Valley Women's Basketball Tournament. The conference also naming Whitney Edey, honorable mention All-Valley, and Tiana Snow was put on the All-Freshman team today. Lady Bears will take on Drake in the first play-in game of the tournament. The two teams split their 2 games during the regular season. In Springfield, the Lady Bears won thanks to a Bree Snow putback after a missed free throw. Lady Bears took it 80-77.
We're excited, you know, it's a new season, I think Carly said. I mean, everyone's backed out 0-0, so it doesn't really matter what you did in the past, and so we should have a lot of confidence going in, and I think we're excited for this weekend.
We've just got to continue to get better, and, you know, we're very focused on Drake, and, you know, we feel like it's a game that we played very poorly at their place. We had 27 offensive rebounds. We shot 30% from the free throw line. You know, we left lots of points on the board that we certainly needed. So, you know, Drake is our first focus.
The Arkansas Razorbacks will tip off their postseason tomorrow night in Nashville at the Southeastern Conference Tournament. Hogs will take on Vanderbilt at 6:30 on KOZL. Arkansas beat the Commodores at the Bud, but lost to them in Nashville. In our Razorback Nation report, Mike Anderson's club goes into the tournament winners of 2 of their last 5 games. They beat Texas A&M by 11 points in their last contest. Marshawn Powell beat Jay Young, earned second-team All-SEC honors. It's the first time that 2 Razorbacks have been put on the All-Conference team in 7 years.
It's a big honor for me. You know, I appreciate it, but you know, my job's not done. I can't really settle for that.
It's always an honor to be selected as one of the top players in the conference. Can't be sad about that. I wish I would have got first team, but you know what I'm saying? I'm always thankful.
I'm happy for those guys, but I don't think those guys are finished, and they will certainly, they're impact players, and they will be an impact hopefully in this tournament. We need them to play well.
After a successful 16-year coaching career at College of the Ozarks, women's basketball coach George Wilson is retiring. Wilson recorded 447 wins against only 89 losses in his Bobcat career. He was the Midlands Conference Coach of the Year 10 times, led the Lady Bobcats to 4 NAIA Division II runner-up finishes. He'll be replaced by 11-year assistant coach Becky Vess. It's been 50 years since the Republic Tigers won a Missouri State High School Boys Basketball Championship. They'll get another chance starting tomorrow in Columbia this afternoon. The Republic High School sent the players north with a pep rally at the high school. Trevor Fisher, in his first year at the Tigers' helm, has a 26-4 record. Republic will battle Liberty North in the Class 4 state semifinals. The Eagles are 22-5 on the year. Fisher says his Tigers are ready.
They're very excited and at the same time focused, which is a good thing. I think they're ready for this moment. And we've talked about just not being satisfied with getting up there. We might as well try to win both games while we're up there and see what happens.
Kansas City Chiefs have drastically renovated their roster in the last couple of days. Coming on board, receiver Donnie Avery, tight end Anthony Fasano, defensive end Mike DeVito, quarterback Chase Daniel, and of course, quarterback Alex Smith. The Chiefs officially completed the trade with San Francisco to bring Smith into the Chiefs' kingdom. Alex Smith played 8 seasons for the Niners and was having one of his best seasons when a concussion knocked him out of the picture. San Francisco went with Colin Kaepernick. Smith says he wanted out so he could start.
I wasn't going to get released, and you know, options were kind of laid out, and for me, without a doubt, Chiefs were the team that I wanted to be, even before I knew they were an option. You know, I thought maybe there was potential there, and it turned out there was.
In college baseball today, Arkansas State rallied late to beat the Bears 7-5 in Jonesboro. The Red Wolves' Ryan Emery had a 2-run double in the 7th for the win. Missouri State's Spencer Johnson was 2 for 4 with 2 RBI for the Bears. Missouri State opening a weekend homestand Friday against Western Illinois. At least that'll start. Jamie says it may get wet toward the end of that.
We'll have to see what he says here in a minute. And good for Alex Smith. He's finally here.
Got his jersey. He's ready to go.
It's official.
Yeah.
And you're happy.
Yeah.
Can you tell? All right. Thanks, Dan. Green Bay is accustomed to being part of Super Bowls, but this isn't about football. What it takes to be the big cheese at the U.S. Cheese Championships.
are tonight's winning lottery numbers. Color 10 News will continue in a moment.
Judges must consider hundreds of entries in the U.S. Championship Cheese Contest. It's described as the Super Bowl of cheese contest with 1,700 cheeses in 82 different classes. The judges chew carefully, taking notes. Cheese makers aim for the good quality and good flavor, but they say there's really no perfect recipe for a gold medal. You got to wonder how full they are after eating all that cheese.
Well, just little bites, little
really
cheesy
small
bites.
But that's a lot of categories there.
That's what I'm thinking. 82 divisions.
You're going to be really full after that. Hopefully they get some crackers with it or something.
Nuts.
Well, we're going to be full tomorrow night over on the our sister station.
Yeah, we got the SEC tournament, Arkansas, Vanderbilt, 6:30, Mizzou at 9 o'clock tomorrow night.
All right, we'll switch over and watch that tomorrow. Thanks, Dan. Thanks for joining us. See you tomorrow.